find his captain. Again, the ball finding Mehmedovic. This is Taufik Suparno. Goal number 2 for Tampines. Great play from Tampines. It's a great team goal.
Hello everyone and welcome to a very special episode of SPL Social, where today we are focusing on Tampines Rovers. And of course, I'm really excited to be joined once more by two guests, Taufik Suparno as well as Ryaan Sanizal. But before we get down proper, I just want to remind you guys that SPL Social is a show just about you guys, the fans of the Singapore Premier League. So we want you guys to get involved, send your questions as you did. And we also have another Guess the Last Goal Scorer contest today for a big game. And of course, we'll leave the game predictions below so you guys can also let us know who's going to get on the score sheet. But of course, this show is all about for you guys, the Tampines Rovers fans. You know, it's very rare we get two players from the same club together. So today we're really excited to have them to join us. So welcome to the show, both Taufik and Ryaan. How are you, Taufik? And welcome to the show.
Hello. Yeah, I'm good. First of all, thank you, Ash, for having me on this show, and it's an honor to be here. So I'm feeling good.
It's an honor to have you, honestly, Taufik, because you really do interviews. So we're very happy that we managed to get you.
Yeah, I
really do interviews. Yeah, we're very honored to have you. So thank you for taking the time. Ryaan as well, I know you're having exams, so thank you for joining me as well today on the show, Ryaan.
No worries, it's my pleasure. I mean, I'm quite happy that I've been invited to this. So I guess we shall move on to start the show.
Yeah, and of course, Tampines, you guys, recently you guys were in the Afc Cup, and I've been watching all your games. It was not an easy tournament for you guys. We'll talk about that in a bit, but it must have been an exciting experience as well, right? So we're going to go today to, of course, the first question. So I want to talk, of course, recently about the 2-2 draw against Balestier. Taufik, you scored in that one. So are you happy with your goal? And maybe a quick thought about the game itself.
Definitely, I'm happy to get that goal, the equalizer goal, and contented as well as I think we could have gotten our 3 points. We created a lot of chances, and my goals didn't get the 3 points. So I'm still not satisfied.
Yeah, and Ryaan as well. Balestier, I wouldn't say they're the whipping boys, but I'm sure that you guys wanted to go into the game hoping for 3 points, right? And what are your thoughts in general? Because I've been watching you play every game and you're starting every game. So your thoughts on that performance against Balestier?
I guess there are still flaws in my games, definitely, and I'm taking it game by game. Each game I'm learning, I'm still improving. I wouldn't use the word young for me because, in the team I would say one of the starting 11 members in the team, so I must consider myself as one, not as some young boy who's walking into the team, playing 45 minutes and then out. So for me, it is not about like starting the game or filling up that under 23 quota. It's more on really helping and really helping the team to achieve what we are off to achieve this year.
Okay, great stuff. I like that tenacity. It's very important as well. To not just see yourself as an under 23 and filling the quota. I think that's an important point to note. Okay, so let's go to the AFC Cup. You guys played against Malaysia Cup champions KL City FC and of course Makassar and PSM Makassar. And Taufik, your thoughts on that game against KL City FC and as well as Makassar, yeah.
When the moment that we scored the first goal against Makassar, I thought that we're gonna win, and we played really well. We dominated the game. We created more chances than them. So when Deco Mehmedovic scored that goal, I was like very happy, and I was like, okay, we're gonna win this. It's a good start for us. And then after the red card, it's not only like hard, but it's very hard for everyone to play with 10 men against a strong team. But after all, it's a good experience and exposure for me. Coming on, I try my best to even help the team to get at least a goal or something like that. Yeah.
And the fans as well. Watching the game, the fans were really insane. Actually, I've never seen that kind of fans in Singapore, let alone in a place like Malaysia. So I also want to ask you, were you surprised by the turnout for the fans, both Taufik and Ryaan, for AFC?
You want to go first?
You go first.
I really appreciate them coming over. I mean, I don't think it was a holiday period, right? I think it was a schooling week or like a working week. So kudos to them for taking the time off to travel. Although it's not so far, but I mean, they took the time off, whatever their free time, their work time, their family time, to cheer and support us. So I guess it's something that the whole of Singapore football should appreciate things like this. Yeah.
Yeah, besides the Tampines Rovers fans as well, even in watching it, I could hear the fans of the other clubs as well, and chanting and everything. I think I was getting also messages about you guys and the good performances that you put in, despite the loss. So I think in general it was a good display for Singapore football. But Taufik, in general, I mean, playing you've been in Tampines for a while now, right? And we've missed AFC Cup for 2 years, right? So coming back after these 2 years, do you think that there was a change from before the COVID period and now in terms of, the competition itself?
For me personally, I didn't really get a lot of playing time in the previous AFC. But what I feel is like, after this COVID thing, AFC campaign, and there was even a good atmosphere at KL. I didn't expect that. And it was good, having this competition again. And I hope like in next year we could have get another AFC campaign in our league. Yeah,
all the best. Okay, guys, now we're going to go to you guys proper. Okay, so firstly, thank you so much to all the fans who sent in their questions. I was still getting a lot of questions this morning, but of course we have to, make sure that we, I would say, filter out the ones that are more PG-13 for this show. So we'll start with you first, Taufik. I mean, not a fan question, but let's talk about your recent national team call-ups to Singapore. A lot of eyes were on you, and a lot of people were saying great stuff, I would say. So how do you feel about the recent Singapore call-up, and also your goal? What are your goals with the Lions?
First of all, definitely I'm happy to be on the national team and happier to be on the squad. Even happier to be on the first 11 doing my first debut against Malaysia. I didn't expect that. I was surprised, and I'm also in a good form. So actually, this national team call up is like motivated me to work even harder. And my goal is to be a regular national team call up and score and help the team to win games. And I'm always challenged up for the challenge to play against the stronger players, stronger teams, and looking forward.
So I mean, Taufik, following Taufik's footsteps, Ryaan, are you hoping to get more call-ups as well with the national team? Because as you know, we have I would say a lot of an international window coming up as well.
Yeah, I guess it is something I'm working towards, being a regular in the list, that comes out every window, that 26, 24 man list. So for me, that's my challenge to maintain having my name there consistently. And I guess that the national team call up is some kind of I wouldn't say motivation, but something that tells me that I'm doing something right with whatever I'm doing. So for example, how I'm preparing, how I'm training. So this this kind of acknowledges what I've been doing, and maybe I should continue doing it or even make it better.
Yeah, I mean, I keep it up, and I would have to say as well, I'm sure the fans agree. And speaking of fans, Taufik, how has the fan support been for you? Because many fans requested for you to come on SPL Social. We're very happy, like after like half a season, we finally got you. So how has the fan support been for you? Not just from Tampines fans, but in general from Singapore fans.
Yeah, I'm grateful and honored, to actually hear that I'm highly requested by the fans, and I didn't expect that. The fans has been amazing, supportive, and they'll always be my backbone. Without the fans, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So it's like motivation for me to keep working hard, never give up, and even when the going gets tough, with them cheering, chanting for us, and it makes me like don't want to stop and just keep on doing better and better.
Oh, wow, great stuff. Okay, speaking of fans, guys, we are now going to move on to the fan questions. Okay, we got really a lot. So, Ryaan, I'm going to start with you first. It's from Jeremy Lim, and he wants to know, do you have any feedback for young players who want to play in the SPL?
Well, I'm not the best person you ask when it comes to feedback, but what I can say is I don't know. For me, it's just been enjoying what I do since I was young. So for me, is what's important is that you really have joy and you really enjoy what you're doing. So that in itself is some kind of like a internal motivation that keeps you going, even though things around you may not be in your favor. So you still have that, you still have that joy, you still have that fun, happiness when you get to play the game. So for me, it's just enjoying the game, just have fun and keep going.
Yeah, like you said, love what you do, right, Ryan? It's so important to love what you do. And okay, Taufik, another question from Ryan BH86. That's his username. Thank you so much for your question. He wants to know, Taufik, do you prefer playing as a striker or inside forward, from left or right?
Personally, definitely I'm happy. I'm comfortable in a striker position. But with this new position that Gav has given me, the left, I feel like I have more space and time to create more chances and create more runs for the team, and create more options also lah. When I get the ball, and I got a lot of time to even play, look up and assist striker like Boris, because I don't have a striker. I don't have that size like Boris. You can hold up players like that. Yeah, so I prefer this kind of position.
Yeah, speaking of Boris, he actually praised you very highly earlier in the season when we had him, because I asked him to pick out top players in the SPL and he mentioned you. So I want to ask you now as well, Taufik. Who are some of the top players in the SPL that you are impressed by, who you've played against? Doesn't have to be from Tampines, can be any other club as well.
I would say Maxim from LCS. He's really having a good season. He's very straightforward. He don't waste really much time in dribbling. He beat 1-2 players and he just cross the ball for the teammates to score. It's easier for a striker to be in the box and for them to score. You just stay in the box and you
exactly.
just finish it. With his kind of crosses. Good crosses. I think he's the outstanding one.
And what about you, Ryan? Do you agree Maxim has been, we know that quite phenomenal in the league, but any other players?
Definitely. Definitely. Especially towards the later half of the season, as in towards the second part of the season, you can really see him getting comfortable, getting the groove, and you can really see him bringing his game into the league, which is really helping Sailors at the moment.
Okay, nice to know, guys. Okay, Taufik, Mirfan wants to know. I'm sure seen this question. He wants to know, can we see Taufik dance? Because his celebration for his goals this season is dancing. Maybe you can explain, that dance where he came
I just started dancing this season is because I watched too many videos of Neymar, Mbappe, and then when they score, they do that kind of dance. I feel like it's cool,
So did you practice your dances before you?
Of course I do.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you practice?
I think you see one now.
Yeah, can we see one now?
No, maybe my next goal. I will dance on my next goal.
So you have a dance inspiration. I know Neymar is always dancing, like the Samba boys are always dancing, but so you practice in front of the mirror? Do we see Taufik Suparno?
Mirror in the toilet.
We need to ask your wife to share this.
Even my wife will comment me like, hey, you can do better than this.
So she gives
my wife will be like that. When I'm dancing in front of her, then I was like asking her like, hey, is this okay? Is it funny?
She'll give a rating. Is it 9 out of 10? No?
Yeah, she'll give me a rating.
Wow, this is really new for us. We never knew this. So Taufik Suparno has a dance sort of a rehearsal. So guys, it's very important that you all support him, okay? Maybe, a post-career in dancing, who knows? But thanks for sharing that. I'm sure the fan is very happy that you answered that. Okay, right. Now let's go to you, Ryan. You got a lot of friends who message actually as well, but I'm sure Mark Ryan, your teammate, right? He wants to know as well, who is your best friend in Tampines? It's a very controversial question, right?
Well, I don't have a specific name that I would say, but as you know, Tampines, we have a lot of young players coming in. So most of these young players are really, really close to me. And if I were to name a few, I mean, I can name a few if you want. Irfan, Amirul, Andrew, Mark, all these people, they've been with me since I wouldn't say young, but since the start of my journey in Tampines. And then we have a lot of sports school boys also. So
Yep.
most of these people I know since because we live together in sports school. So most of these people are basically like old friends. So these are all some of my close mates in Tampines.
Wow, nice to know. I know sports school has this thing where you guys have to, like you said, bunk together, right, in a hostel and everything. So
Yes.
that closeness must be there. Yeah, which I think is very unique. It's a very unique situation actually. Not many young Singaporean students get to experience that kind of life. Okay, Taufik, let's go to you. From Aimir Fan, he wants to know what is your pre-game ritual before you play, on a match day. Anything special you do?
There are some days I do a different thing, and there are some days I do the normal thing that I do. Like I always, wake up in the morning. Usually, if my kids is awake, I will shower them, play with them for a while, and then we will go to breakfast with my wife. I bring them to breakfast, and then after having breakfast, I usually will buy heavy breakfast like spaghetti, aglio olio, chicken chop aglio olio. That's my favorite before game, and then and then I will go back home and I'll tell my wife that okay, I need my nap before game. So she will take over and took care of my kids, and then I will have like maybe 20-30 minutes nap before I wake up, shower, and head to game.
Power nap.
That's my
power nap, is it? Oh, wow.
Yes, that's
important
for me.
Very interesting pre-game ritual actually. And what about yourself, Ryaan? Do you have a pre-game ritual before on match day?
I don't have a specific ritual that I do, but I do have like a routine that I usually follow, especially on game days. So basically, wake up, breakfast, and then have a nap, same as Taufik, have a nap, and then lunch, and then off to game, sorry. And usually on game days, okay, maybe this is something interesting. On game days, I usually need to have like a 2-liter Pocari sweat drink. Yeah, because
2 liters.
Personally, I kind of sweat a lot. So
yes.
I have to kind of refuel the minerals and the water that I lose, So that's how I compensate, and that's how I.
Wow, that's really interesting. Okay, and obviously that has paid dividends for you on the pitch, Ryaan. So I want to ask another thing, because I understand that you're studying as well, right, Ryaan? So firstly, thank you for taking the time. I know that you have an exam coming up. All the best for that. But how do you balance, being a footballer and studies as well?
Well, this has been, I would say, second nature to me because I've been doing it my whole life. I've been doing it since I was a kid. Because even in primary school, we had like trainings almost every day. So after school, my dad picked me up, and then off the training, that kind of stuff. And then in secondary school, it was with sports school, so a lot of it was kind of guided by the teachers and the mentors we have there. They also emphasize a lot on academic excellence. So when it comes to exams, or when it comes to tests that you can't seem to clear, then they would have to hold you back for some sports competition or game. So I guess that is something that athletes kind of put into their head, or if I don't clear my exam, or if I don't do well, then I wouldn't be able to do what I love. So that's something that we have instilled in us.
So it's important, to balance school as well.
It is.
Yeah, wow. Great stuff, by the way. Okay, just a couple of questions before we end. And Taufik, I want to ask you from Jeremy Lim again, and he wants to know, how do you see your future? Do you see yourself still in Rovers, smashing in goals, or moving somewhere else? I know it's a controversial one, but of course, we all want to know, your thoughts on that.
It's hard to predict the future, Yeah, but for me, I feel like wherever life takes me, then I will just follow the flow. But as of now, I'm just concentrating and focusing on what's now. then to score many goals for the team, to actually help Tampines Rovers to at least get the top two, or if can win the league. And I've never carried a trophy before in the SPL. I mean, yeah. So I feel like I at least need to carry one trophy with Tampines Rovers, because I've been with Tampines Rovers since I was 16.
Yes.
So I'm just it's hard to predict the future now, but I'm just focusing on what's now.
Jeremy, I hope that answers your question. I think Taufik looks like he's going to be a one-man club, but we never know, right? What the future holds. And there's always offers from overseas, I'm sure, Taufik, for you. So Ryaan, what about yourself? How do you see yourself, moving forward from would you see yourself in Tampines for the long term, or would you like to play overseas one day?
As of now, personally, I'm just focused on this season, and then obviously I will have to serve my national service next year, and then I will probably be in Young Lions for another 2 years. And then after that, we will see where it takes us, how my progress is. But as of now, I feel that I'm contented with Tampines and with what we have and our philosophy. So I wouldn't say that I want to move, or I want to So but if there's an opportunity for me to travel abroad, then I guess that is where my next journey is.
Okay, and all the best with national service, by the way. I know those 2 years are not the easiest, but all the best with that. And before we go, guys, maybe we can get a message from you guys, each, Taufik as well as Ryaan, for fans of the Singapore Premier League and also Tampines Rovers fans. Taufik, your message first.
First of all, I want to say thank you for your never-ending support, which always make us strive to be even better on the field. And please don't stop. Even though despite our win, lose or draw, just there's always an ups and downs in football, but we always will give our best and we won't give up.
Wow, nicely said. Yourself, Ryaan?
I would also like to say a big thank you to the fans, not only the Yellow Knights and the Tampines supporters, but to all fans that has been supporting the league. We can see, I would say, we can see that the standard of the league has been improving year by year, and not only on the pitch but also off the pitch, where things like fan support and stuff like that. So I guess we are moving into the right direction as a football, as the whole community in Singapore football. So I think that it is a good sign for all of us. And yeah, so thank you for supporting us, and keep supporting the league and also Tampines Rovers.
Thank you so much, Taufik, as well as Ryaan, for joining me today in SPL Social. And of course, do continue to support both Tampines Rovers, and all the clubs in SPL. And of course, like I said, we have a Guess the Last Goal Scorer contest today. So let us know who you think is going to get on the score sheet, so you guys can stand a chance to win a Singapore Premier League jersey. So with that said, I'm Ash Hashim, and I just want to say thank you to both my wonderful guests today for joining me today on SPL Social. Thank you so much. And all the best with the upcoming season, guys. And of course, catch us next time for another episode of SPL Social. See ya!